Where Agressif get to level 6 and use that infest for VG.J. We take a look over mid as they're trying to go in on Blink. He's getting very low. Freeze and FY are here. FY actually very low. They do get the first blood out on Blink, and now FY will fall as well. So they get a 1-for-1 trade. Might be looking to go in on Blink. So coming over is Y with this Rubik's. It didn't save the life of Blink last time around, but there it is with the Primal Spring over on Blink. He's getting slowed down quite a bit. Y trying to come over and get the telekinesis, but I'm not too sure it's going to be enough. Here comes the TP over from Faith Beyond. They will be able to get another return kill onto FY. But now it's worth, and we do see that Freeze leads the way at level 5. Has himself going for a Midas and is a bit far away from it. Meanwhile, up top, it's actually going to be iceice falling, but it does end up getting the kill on rOtk. They try to turn it around. FY is here. There's the Stormhammer to finish him off, but in comes the Lifestealer looking for at least one on the return. Y running away just with a little bit of health, and open wounds would be enough to get the kill, but now Agressif very deep, and there is the kinetic field. Not going to be enough. The rage from Agressif turns around. Open wounds out on Y. There's the global sign, so it'll stop him from getting the telekinesis off. So Agressif, he's going to have to run out. Shadow does have this Stormhammer if he chooses to use it. There's the Warcry with the Stormhammer, and there's the Split Earth, the Sunstrike to follow it up. Agressif getting very low, but escapes just by the skin of his teeth with the infest out on the creep. So he pops out and turns around towards Sven, but that's it. Doesn't go for anything. No open wounds, no attack down on deep, and now Freeze might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the Primal Spring to stop iceice for just a moment, and Freeze picked up by the telekinesis as well as hit by the Split Earth. And now FY getting very low, so is iceice. He'll fall, and then will FY. So FY very much trading his life time and time again. He's level 6, does have that Stampede. rOtk looking for something. There's the Diabolic Edict as well as the Split Earth. Faith Beyond going to get those trees in. rOtk is still trying to run away. There's the Hoof Stomp, but here comes the Telekinesis. The Sunstrike misses due to the Stampede, but iceice will get credit for the kill. Meanwhile, Y in a little bit of trouble, but he gets saved by the trees of Faith Beyond. There's the Rage from Agressif, still trying to chase down Y, who should have telekinesis up in just a moment. It's actually 7 seconds, and he will not be able to turn around and get anything out on the Lifestealer. But meanwhile, Fenrir too deep. He gets hit by the stun of iceice, and the Split Earth does land, and they find themselves 2. It's actually from VG.J. So VG.J not going to spot anything with that scan, but now they come on in. There's the Split Earth as well as the telekinesis. Fade Bolt hits. Global silence, but that's not going to be enough to save his life. Coming over is FY, and now he's looking for a Primal Spring to go down on 3 of these heroes. It does slow them up just a bit, and FY now has to run away. iceice trying to get out, but there's the Hoof Stomp as well as the Glimpse. They do get the kill on iceice. Agressif coming over, and Faith Beyond in the trees. Probably going to get spotted, but a good Sprout from Faith Beyond to stop them from being able to get close to him and getting the kill. Kill coming in is Agressif and Fenrir, and now they're trying to get themselves a kill on FY. The Split Earth not going to take out the trees, but there's the Stormhammer out on FY. They do spot him. There's the telekinesis. They get the kill, and now maybe about facing should be Fenrir and Agressif, but they go in. There's the Static Storm, and they look to take down this Sven. Sven getting very low, and maybe he can arm with Toggle, but it's not going to be there. The Split Earth misses. Fenrir will fall. There's the Stampede. They're trying to march on forward. Freeze. Agressif? No, they won't be able to get the kill. It's 10-7. First to 10 kills goes Wings Gaming's way. And Vici, they lose Fenrir. They lose FY. And they get one on the return, taking out the Sven. So a split almost benefiting VG.J overall. Look over mid. Primal Spring comes out as well as the stun on iceice. He is surely dead. The Split Earth through on FY, but that's not going to save his life as the big rotations come out from VG.J. And they find yet another kill, now 10-8. So gold going Aggressif's way. Out for iceice. They spot Agressif, who's come in a little bit too close. No Stormhammer as they know he has that Rage. They'll take out the tier 1. There's the Rage, and now with the open wounds, they get the stun as well as the ulti coming from FY, as well as the global silence. That'll be enough to get themselves a kill. They get the glimpse on iceice, sends them all the way back. That's not going to help you survive. You're not getting out of that. There's the telekinesis. Sunstrike off the mark as he threw him back. And Oh, take a look over mid. rOtk getting very low. The Infest was there for Y. And they end up using the Infest to their own benefit, getting themselves a kill on the Centaur, now 11-10. Yeah, Helm's not as great as it once was, but we take a look over. FY, he's been spotted out. There's the split earth and the stun stolen by Y. It's a substitution really to a nice Ricky. Meanwhile, we get the blink with the hoof stomp. There's the open wounds out on iceice. He's getting very low. They're trying to still come through. iceice still surviving. The balance strikeout on 2. Here comes the ulti from the Monkey King, but they've already lost rOtk. They get the kinetic field out on Y. He'll fall as he's under the static storm, and now there's the glimpse back on Faith Beyond. Can he survive long enough? Are you willing to take with the lifestealer in FY before you really just have to ditch the efforts? The tier 1 still stands mid. And there you are going to spot Y. There's the blink with the hoof stomp. The Infest is popped. They do get the kill. Goes the way of Agressif. And he finds himself yet another as he's dominating now 4-0. So they want to head up top. The static storm out on iceice. He's under the kinetic field, but nobody to follow it up just yet. There's the Stampede coming over as FY as well as Agressif. The split earth not going to be enough to get himself a kill, and he'll fall here too as Wings lose 2. And he's starting to pull it back. They've given him enough time. He has that recovery Midas. I mean, obviously, Midas is pretty standard, but now there's the balance strike. They're trying to get the blink in with the hoof stomp. They will get it with the Infest. The ulti used by FY, but honestly, not even needed. Meanwhile, Faith Beyond gets himself a kill with the ult. So smoked up his Wings, Shadow, Y, and iceice, trying to find something. And Freeze standing mid. There's the Force Staff with the Stormhammer. He gets a stun on 2. The down. Boundless Strike follows that up. The Split Earth with the Sprout. They will be able to find a kill on Fenrir. And with the Global Silence already used, they back up the Primal Spring. It's out on this Fen. Not too sure that's the right move. Is now Y. He's got that kinetic field. The Stormhammer, the Sunstrike. There it is. Blink Hoof Stomp. They try to turn it around on this Rubik. They will lose FY. And going down is Y. So now iceice surrounded on all sides. He'll be the next one to fall, -2. And Shadow in a lot of trouble. He'll fall. It's a triple kill for Freeze. Still moving forward is rOtk, looking for the hoof stomp. He'll find it. Open wounds. Freeze is here. -2 again. And Freeze with a huge ultra kill for Vici.J. So the telekinesis is there from onto rOtk, as well as the tornado coming through his Shadow. There's the Stormhammer, and will hit rOtk, but he gets himself forward from the Force Staff from Freeze. It's not going to be enough to get him out. Shadow gets the kill, but now he's under the static storm. There's the Sunstrike out on Fenrir, and going down again is Shadow. They will buy back on rOtk, possibly for the ult, but with Wings retreating. And they do have Stampede if they look to push even further and maybe be a bit more aggressive. Meanwhile, down low, FY found himself a little bit of trouble. There's the Split Earth. Should be FY going down, and it will. iceice gets the kill, and Invoker does end up denying the tower. Now coming over with the Stormhammer is Shadow. He gets hit with those open wounds. There's the God Strength. Maybe he turns it around and Agressif. There's the Arcane Curse. And hitting away is Freeze. Shadow might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the Boundless Strike coming in from FY. Enough to get the kill on Shadow. And now they try to turn it around, but TPing out is the Rubik. Agressif with another. Looking for the Roche. iceice is in the pit. Everybody Delta maneuvers out. And Fenrir comes through with the kinetic field. rOtk nearby. And take a look. There's the glimpse back with the hoof stomp and the Infest. Faith Beyond will fall. So now without this Nature's Prophet, Vici.J are the ones who make their way into the pit. And without the Nature's Prophet, they might not have a play at this, but they will force the buyback. There's the Sunstrike. They're going to scout it out, try and time it up. The Sprout is here. Shadow is invis with the Shadow Blade, and there's the Global Silence. That'll lock it up. They get the Aegis out on Agressif with the Boundless Strike coming on through. There's on 2 with the blink from rOtk and the hoof stomp. They're trying to make something happen. The ulti thrown from Faith Beyond, but not going to get them a kill. Split Earth comes through. It'll pop the Aegis immediately of Agressif on this Lifestealer, and now Telekinesis to the high ground, but they still get the kill on iceice. There's the glimpse back on Y. He'll be another victim of the onslaught of Vici.J. It's a triple kill for Freeze. 4 fall on Wings. While they only coming from the back end is Fenrir and rOtk. They get the scan out from the Dire. VG.J know where Blink is, and they're starting to come on through. There's the Blink with the Hoof Stomp, Static Storm, as well as the Kinetic Field. They're going to start to work on this Invoker. Let's see if they can get the kill. There's the Boundless Strike from FY to finish him off. Let's take a look up top. Faith Beyond is trying to farm as much as he can. Doesn't have himself that Orchid. There's the Stampede on forward. They do get the glimpse as well as the Kinetic Field, but it's not going to land. There's the Rod of Atos as well as the Static Storm thrown from Fenrir. The Boundless Strike from FY. And it is Freeze, who's now godlike and gets yet another. It'll become just more and more of a problem that VG.J eventually have to deal with. So there's the Boots travel in. They do spot Faith Beyond. They're going to come in on this. There's the Blink with the Hoof Stomp. They get a kill. Meanwhile, Fenrir will fall off screen. And now let's see if Wings continue to go in. They pop their BKBs. Going in is Blink. They get the Deafening Blast out on Freeze. He'll fall. He's now dead. That's a 10-kill streak wiped off the map. And now rOtk, he's getting pretty low as the BKBs there from Shadow. We get a little bit of Sideshow Gaming, and he'll be taken out. So 4 fall on the side of Wings. Getting away will be why, but it all turns around as the ulti comes through from Monkey King FY. They clean it up with Agressif as well as rOtk. 4 fall on Wings, and let's take a look. It's a pretty even split in terms of net worth. So they're going to continue to push with iceice, looking for that tier 3. And now there's the Hex out on iceice, but now coming in is Y. They get the Fade Bolt, and here comes the Stampede coming through as rOtk. There's the Static Storm out on Y. He'll fall, drop the gem. And they'll also lose iceice, but now here's the glimpse onto Faith Beyond. He's locked up and dead, and Freeze gets another double kill. And wow, VG.J play that just perfectly. There's the Stormhammer rOtk. He's a hard hero to kill, and there's the Split Earth to go on him still. But really, Shadow, they're looking at a hero who's just a tough sell. There's the Rod of Atos, another kill, -2. Fenrir gets credit for that one. They're without iceice for 48 more seconds. They'll lose another set of racks. Stormhammer again on rOtk, the tankiest of the heroes, and with that, Wings will just go ahead and call GG. We'll get a kill on Shadow there too. And a Courier. We're handing out items all over the place. Continue on forth for this 1-0 lead thus far, and they'll head into game 2, looking to take a 2-0 sweep here at DPL Season 3. I'm your caster at BCop92, always looking for criticism, so, you know, send me tweets, tell me what you think. Yes, I know, overlay, and really anything else would be nice, so we'll be back in just a moment with game 2. Enjoy some music as we get ready to free farming time for Shadow. And over mid, we do get the Frostbite, and Freeze might be going down to Blink, and Y gets very low, still alive. One more shot will do it, and that'll come in from Y, but there's the Telekinesis thrown on back. Fenrir is level 2 if he looks. So now coming in with the sprint is FY, trying to get that Slithering Crush. They get the Telekinesis, throw him back. There's the Slithering Crush with the March of the Machines as well as the Razor. And they get the kill for Freeze. So Freeze goes down once, he gets it all too much, and now there's the Healing Ward, but immediately killed off by iceice. So Agressif still trying to run away, making what is known in the biz as space, and quite a bit of it. Does get that Blade Fury off, and Y is looking for the Frostbite. He gets hit with that Telekinesis throwdown of Faith Beyond, who's repelled now. Fenrir is still running back, but they've got Agressif out, and Fenrir will end up going down to iceice. But this 3 heroes really just chasing. Agressif just farming up these jungles, getting himself to level 6. Meanwhile, down low, rOtk might have found himself a little bit of trouble. There's the Frostbite from Y. The Burning Spears are out from Shadow, and they get a kill. It's 3-1 for Wings, who are down a game. And he's now 29-7 and 8.5 minutes in. We'll switch it over, oh god, to the net worth. As we take a look over mid, FY in a bit of trouble. There's the Purification coming out from iceice, and now Blink has to run away, but he will get hit up by Freeze, and they'll get the kill. Fenrir very low. Faith Beyond gets a double kill. pops that ulti, standing under tower for that heal up with the aphotic shield. They're still trying to go in on him. While he gets that slow on Freeze, they've got the aphotic shield. Here comes the shrine, and that'll heal him up. The impale misses from rOtk, and VG.J again are on the run. Shadow coming through. He's repelled up now. Going to use that life break, and there's the Spike Carapace, but not going to do anything with that repel. Shadow gets a kill. So there we go. Switch it over to the net worth now. 6-2 in favor of Wings. Take a look at the fight recap. It only shows the Nyx falling, and Shadow top of the net worth by iceice. If that confuses you, and it confuses me at 4 in the morning. So they are making their way over. They gotta know that this Tinker's nearby, but with Boots of Travel, he'll get out of harm's way. We take a look over at Faith Beyond, who's gonna have that ulti popped, and coming over with the Blade Fury is Agressif. He's got the Phase Boots running down Faith Beyond to get that kill, and with that, he'll look to just TP out. Why not gonna get there in time with the Frostbite? And so kill hasn't been too effective with that Vendetta. We saw it kind of get stuffed there in the mid lane, and now they're coming over for Freeze. They do get that Frostbite with the life break, and Shadow does get the kill on Tinker. So they're shutting down the Tinker, which is exactly what they need. So coming over is rOtk. There's the TP in from the Tinker. They're actually going to stop it as they don't really need it. The Omni Slash thrown through to get a kill on Y. It's an easy kill after the Vendetta, the Impale, and the Omni Slash. So kill goes the way of VG.J. It's going to go for Agressif. He's finished off that Manta style. And again, the later this game goes, the better it is for VG.J. And they show it as they start to take a 2,000 net. Do start to retreat, but they will clean up this creep wave first. Over mid, they're actually going to lose rOtk as Y uses that ulti to make it now 8-4 in favor of Wings. There's the telekinesis out onto Faith Beyond, pushes him back. Shadow, Y, iceice. They're trying to chase down this Rubik and will successfully do so. It's Shadow with yet another kill, now 9-4 for Wings. Pushing out these creep waves very well and continuing to just keep the aggression out. There's the life break out on rOtk. The Spike Carapace is there, but it's not going to do anything as Shadow's repelled and finds another kill. So he's got that Aegis. VG.J, they really need to retreat, and FY goes down to Y. Gonna make these team fights much harder for VG.J. Meanwhile, there's the repel coming out on iceice. rOtk in a little bit of trouble. There's the Slithering Crush out on 2, and there's the Guardian Angel to follow it up. Stolen by the Rubik, turns it around. They've lost the Crystal Maiden, they've lost the Nyx. iceice gonna try and run away, but it'll be a double kill going out for Agressif. Meanwhile, there's the Rockets. Fenrir gets another in Faith Beyond, and VG.J with the stolen Guardian Angel. They take this fight 3-1. Just get the net worth of their heroes up. Meanwhile, Spike Carapace comes out as well as the stun, but there's the repel out on Blink. It'll keep him alive. They get the kill, and rOtk gets caught out once again. So he's trying to use that Ven. So we see that net worth has dipped back into their favor, and Agressif and not Freeze. Not gonna push just yet, but there's the blink in from Agressif. Faith Beyond getting very low. They're gonna pop that ult, and now coming through is Y. He's got that ulti, but stunned up by FY with the Slithering Crush. There's the telekinesis. Astral Imprisonment will save his life. Freeze continuing to do work. They finally get the kill on Faith Beyond, but he'll fall to Y, but Agressif will get the kill. There's the Omni Slash flying on through. Comes out on both Shadow and iceice, but really not doing too much, as there's the 4-step forward from Shadow trying to get that kill on Agressif, and they will do so. So the Stolen Guardian Angel will be enough to back up VG.J. They lose 2 of their huge cores, and only for an Abaddon as well as a Crystal Maiden. Wings might look for more. They're looking to go in for rOtk. He gets spotted by Shadow. All he needs is really to get that Spike Carapace, but there's the life break, and there it is. Spike Carapace comes out with the Slithering Crush. Burning Spears are going to kill him off, and Shadow finds another, and really not much danger after that. So they get another, they get the Nyx, and things kind of fall apart at this through. Maybe looking to get Shadow, and they will spot him, and there's the blink forward with the telekinesis. They spot something, but now the repel's out on Shadow. They get the frostbite out on the Sword.FY. He's already dead. Following that up, Fenrir's fallen, and with that, VG.J, they'll have to retreat. So a botched... Oh boy, Agressif in a bit of trouble. There's the Guardian Angel, and Aggressif's going to have to use that Omni Slash just to run away. The TP coming in from Shadow. He stops to get that healing ward out, but there's the Frostbite. Now the Blade Fury, but it doesn't look as though it's going to be enough. Can he TP out? No. And that is the answer. The answer is no. And now they've taken out Agressif, and they can... Moment in time. And now up top... rOtk is dusted up, coming over. There's the ult from Y, and there's the blink on in. He's rooted up with the frostbite. Another kill goes their way. The OD finds another, and with that, they'll walk into Roach. rOtk and Fenrir fall again. Let's see, Freeze just not really moving all too far. There he is. Moving over towards that shrine down low. Blinks there, and they get another kill on Fenrir. Meanwhile, iceice goes down to Agressif, so it's a 1-for-1 split. But Agressif, he might find himself a little bit of trouble as he's Blade Furied. He didn't TP during that time. There's the Shiva's Guard. He's getting hit up by Blink, and the Manta dodge for the time being. But coming in for the kill is going to be Y. Spot FY, here comes the TP in, they immediately pop that ulti. Here's the Slithering Crush coming out on Faith Beyond. He's going to get hit by the Impale. He does use that Blade Mail, and now they will immediately blow him up with the rest of Vici.J coming on in. So Y shows up, he gets that Frostbite. There's the ulti from Y. It's going to be avoided with the Omni Slash of Agressif. They get a second kill, and now rOtk just waiting in the trees, making it much harder for Wings to try and chase. They need to very much be careful as they try and run away. And it's Shadow who needs to try and find a way out. He gets hit by that Impale. He's got the Repel, and now he starts to hit away at Agressif, who's getting very low. There's the Blade Fury, but not going to keep him alive. rOtk, he's getting pinged out quite a bit. He's spotted, and it'll be another kill going Wings' way. They also pick up the gems, so 2 big-time cores on Vici.J fall. Look towards this high ground, but it's still as hard as ever. There it is, force that in. There's the life break. Slithering Crush comes out as well as the telekinesis from Fenrir. They're going to pull Shadow very far in. Agressif trying to hit, but there's the Heaven's Albert to stop him from striking down this Huskar. There's the Slithering Crush. That'll come through. Spike Carapace is used, and they will get a kill on Shadow. So BKB is going to be popped by Blink. They're going to try and chase him down. Fenrir's here. There's the Astral Imprisonment used by Blink. Sanity's Eclipse, and it does quite a bit of damage to the side of Vici.J. They'll lose rOtk again. Agressif, he has Omni Slash back up, and Wings, they got to be a little bit careful going back in. Blink's going to show himself. They get the kill. They get another one. It's a triple kill for Blink, and now the Omni Slash flies through. He'll fall, but Agressif will be the next one to hit the deck. It's 100 seconds on the sideline. So 3 survive on Wings. Only Freeze is available on Vici.J. They lose Agressif for 108 seconds. So let's see if Wings can really take advantage of that. They've got this tier 3 open, Creep's just hidden away, but Freeze is enough to really deter them from going towards the high ground. Meanwhile, Freeze just destroys a CM with a Dagon, because why not? So I am not ready for that. So we take a look on over, popping that Ola's Faith Beyond. Aphotic Shield stolen by this Rubik, but it does little to nothing when Wings surround you. The Slithering Crush as well as the Impale, but again, Shadow still high enough to really just sit. Continue to harass this tier 3 tower. They move on in. They're looking to get a kill. There's the Guardian Angel that will bring down FY. Moving on in with that life break is Shadow. He comes in very deep. Gets hit by that laser, and rockets will continue to go out. It's a huge kill from Freeze to get iceice, and that leaves Shadow very vulnerable. He's got this Aegis, but he could find himself in a little bit of trouble. There's the ulti thrown by Y, but now the Omni Slash is flying through from Agressif. Not going to get any kills just yet. The Dagon's thrown forward. Shadow with the Lotus Orb keeping him alive. Dagoning himself is Freeze. And he will be able to get that first kill out on Shadow. Meanwhile, Blink gets a kill on Fenrir, backing off his wings. They don't even get this tier 3 mid. So there's the vendetta from rOtk.FY, actually going to blink away from Shadow, so they know where he is, but now rOtk is going to get spotted. Fenrir is going to fall from Faith Beyond. They go in on rOtk. He's going to Yules himself, try and survive, but all 5 are here from Wings, and they'll get a second. So they lose the Nyx, they lose the Rubik. Tier 4, they do get it. There's the blink in with the Southern Crush. BKB is used by FY. And off on the edge, hexed up, is Tinker. Freeze in a lot of trouble. The Omni Slash flies through. There's the Sanity's Eclipse. Guardian Angel is used, keeps him alive. Freeze is there, but not going to get a kill with that Dagon, so he buys back. It's only Aggressif, FY, and Freeze, and now they're moving in on Freeze, forcing him all the way back. But now Telekinesis in the well. Shadow could be in a little bit of trouble, but not before he gets a kill on Freeze. No! He won't end up getting that kill. They'll get the kill on Aggressif. There it is. He finally falls. His Faith Beyond is impossible to kill in that well. He eats the cheese, stays alive. GG call by Vici.J, and they will split the series 1 each. So Wings, quite some work too. So Wings Gaming, they split the series at 1. I'm your caster at BCOP92 on Twitter. I'm your caster BCOP, and I think we have to switch over to Beyond the Summit 3 because Manila Masters is coming up soon. So we're going to be switching on over, so stay tuned. I'll be switching over once the game ends on stream. So thanks for watching. We'll leave you with some nice music.